So, part 2, preparation and start of treatment. We have another actor, which is called Maria. She has paroxysmal AF, and she's 48 years old. So she visits John very regularly, and in the hospital all kinds of data of her is available in the EMR. Maria has experienced a lot of AF episodes lately, and she's consulting with John what to do. So together they decide that they want to use the MobiGuide system because it's so nice. So John gives Maria a consent form to read and sign. John and Maria decided to use the system, so John has to enroll her into the system. And then Maria is provided with a smartphone, so this smartphone, where we have an app, a MobiGuide app, and with the sensor belt. I am wearing the sensor belt now. And here we have the caregiver interface made by Pavia. So here the caregiver should log in, so in this case John Smith, and enters the interface. So there we have a button, enroll new patient. This could be like a hospital ID. So we take some very big ID. And then when I will press the button, it will enroll. But let's first do something else. Let's go to the mobile. So Maria, you see here. Do you see that? Yeah. So we have an app, the MobiGuide app, and she can open it. It will now create a connection to the BAN backend to indicate, oh, I'm there, I'm ready. So here we have we could enter the PIN code or some kind of other authentication mechanism, 2-factor, 1-factor. The Maria can press login, starting the MobiGuide system, and now this system, the mobile is sort of less empty. It's, how to say, waiting to be enrolled. So waiting for enrollment into a guideline. So now when John presses please enroll, it will retrieve the data from the PHR, fill up the caregiver interface, will notify ERS, and send it to the mobile. There we go. So you heard it already. We got the start treatment. So now the EMR was picked up, filled into the database, I will show later. We'll send to Picard and send to our BAN backend and then send to the mobile. So here you see now that we have a patient, Maria Taylor, with some kind of demographic data. So the scenarios that DSS, which is used to enroll Maria in the AF guideline, finds that Maria should be having some anticoagulant therapy. However, it might be that her personal context could form an exclusion criteria. In this case, if she is pregnant, yes or no. We are going to look at the previous records in the system. When I will press OK now, the system will know that Maria accepted the treatment, and the shared decision notification to the caregiver will be generated. And we see that there is a new recommendation, number 11, for Maria Taylor, for Dr. John Smith, please prevent thromboembolism.
The physician wants to elicit from the patient the utility coefficient of the atrial fibrillation state. That is the state that the patient is experiencing in that moment. For example, let's choose the time trade-off methods. All your expected life with atrial fibrillation, or to live some months, some years, some days less, but free of this disease.
When this data is submitted, the tree will calculate the best therapy, and John will store, in this case, they will choose oral anticoagulantia, so Coumadin. This will be sent to the DSS, stored in Maria's PHR, and will be sent to the mobile phone indicating please take your pill of Coumadin. So take Coumadin every day. So this is what I said, could be a recurring reminder done by the mobile. Here we were. Please put on the belt and measure your vital signs. So let's do it again. Start. So now you saw that we got a notification saying system is monitoring for a real AF pattern. Now that the patient is asked for manual input on what has happened, so in this case, what's your level of palpitation? So she says, not acceptable. And we will, please take your pill. So I take the pill and I press OK.
Come back to my interface, please.
So you will see now that we are measuring real pill, AF.
Atrial fibrillation pattern.
So that's why we got called down now. So this could be a situation. Yeah. So now you could have a situation where please just have manual contact with your caregiver. So just for your information, so in the caregiver interface, all these recommendations are also shown. So the caregiver interface has a connection to the PHR to retrieve all the recommendations which are given by the system. Monitor it for unsafe pattern. In this case, when she would get into the range of her maximum heart rate, which is defined by the Bruce test before. Now, in this case, it would be somewhere around 147, but of course that's a bit hard now, so we made it around 90. So Maria is seeing rain, so she's running a bit, or at least walking fast, so her heart rate is increasing, and she's notified, please don't do that, slow down a bit. And then when she's again in range, she will get a notification saying, okay, it's fine again, please continue. Oh, okay, my heart rate was already high, so we got there. We got a lot of episodes of high heart rate. So now I will try to do a bit of
yoga.
So we got a low heart rate. So you can continue shopping. So you saw here that I'll say it gives an impression on how to perform daily life activities in a safe boundary, and it gives also a way to incorporate personal contact. So by taking into account the specific levels of the Bruce test, which came out of the Bruce test, you have personal context, and of course it can be even more that you say, okay, based on location or time or even more not medical related context. So the University of Twente, and in particular Nekane, made a mock-up of the correlation between activity intensity, heart rate, AI and AF. So maybe you can tell something about it. So it could be coupled like this. So you saw a button. It could be coupled like this to the caregiver interface.
Well, first I think we need to clap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the patient ID?
Okay,
Spot?
3233.
3-3.
Let's go.
3-2-3-3.
3233.
This is my.
This is error prone.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what will happen.
Starting from the first one.
Okay.
You can find.
How much you have to?
120.
Okay, 120 is good.
Yeah, we got please sit down.
Okay.
Each air state.
Yes.
1 minute high episode.
Yeah, so
Maybe
now
we can try longer than 1 minute.
Yeah.
So it's too fast.
Perfect.
Okay,
So
wow.
see you tomorrow.
What about the beers?
The chocolate.
I'm going.